716, alley-oops, all with 3. And then on Rose City's side, number 71, Heather Stevens with 3 as well. We'll see if those penalties come into play later. Right now, it is Mini Massacre on the line for Texas Firing Squad. She's going to be jamming alongside Desi Clark for Rose City Axles of Annihilation.
Yeah.
Corn chips. No, they actually smell like cinnamon and awesome.
Corn chips. My wrist guards when I'm done playing do not smell like corn chips. I can confirm that.
I don't sweat because I'm a lady, so. With over 25 combined years of on-track derby experience, SinCitySkates.com. They are 100% staffed, owned, and managed by currently rostered roller derby players since 2005. Again, SinCitySkates.com.
Okay, looks like we've got a new member in the penalty box. I believe that official review was a penalty being issued after the fact. And on the track, Brains is going up against Kremli Budakra for Vancouver. Both teams down 1 skater in the penalty box. Neither jammer able to get out of the box. Out of the pack. Looks like Brains was heading for lead, but he got knocked out, and Kremli is the first jammer out of the pack and will pick up lead for Vancouver.
Budaka coming through on his first scoring pass, picked up 5 points.
He's had a great success going to the outside, getting low, and actually just sneaking past the blockers that are trying to take him out.
It's just like a waterfall of hits at this point. Tischborn knocks out Brains, and someone knocks out Tischborn.
Yeah,
it's just on and on. It's so beautiful.
MRDA.
It's bringing a tear to my eye.
This is Derby. And it's fun. Brains not having anything with the Vancouver line that is just locking him down. He's staying inbounds, falls out. Centrifugal force is no fun when you're on the outside line. Both teams setting up big, strong walls. Neither team letting the opposing team's jammer through. And that jam is called off by Kremli.
This is a 15-point jam for Vancouver Murder, bringing him up to 99, a 0. Ooh, it was a 19-point jam, my bad. Bringing him up to 103, 0-point jam for the Concussion, leaving them at 13. You could divide that or something, probably.
That is Murphy's Law of announcing. As soon as you say the scorekeepers will throw on extra points just to mess with us. They do that.
Just trying to do my job.
Okay, on the track, Mimero and Grimes with the jammer star covers on. Walker knocking out Grimes and taking him back, recycling him as he looks for free passage, unable to. And Mimero out of the pack with lead for Vancouver. And Grimes heading to the penalty box will put Vancouver on a power jam. Mimero going through the pack, picking up 5 points. Tanks Wagons heading to the penalty box for a high block. Mimero through the pack again, 5.
There is on the, no, there absolutely is on the right one, the one that we.
Okay, those of you that are listening at home and watching this on the feed, if you have me on your friends list on Facebook, drop me a line. Let me know what the feed's looking like. We're just checking out some technical difficulties about the score. But yeah, send me a message. Let me know what's going down.
So I'm going to pause ever so slightly. It looks like score's been updated. It says an 18-point jam for Murder brings them up to 121 to Concussion's 13. We've got 9:09 left in this half. We are off Sergeant Pepper out there for Concussion. Mr. T once again a lead jammer for Murder. Bennett and Stan keeping back Pepper. So Mr. T jumps through the pack. Pick it up. 5 more points.
Mr. T having a knack for jumping that apex. I've seen him do it before. I was at practice with him last week. And, over at the, he was in Calgary visiting us for a game that his girlfriend was playing. And he's all about jumping that apex. He has it down pat. You give him that hole and he will, as he just did. Even the little ones, he will hop and get through. 5 more
Can't
points.
Stand to leave a curve unjumped. It's another 5 points on the board for the Murder. For those of you at home, I'm sorry, I just found out you don't have the score overlay or time. So I will now fix that by using my words to tell you the things.
Look at that. Look at Mr. T just ballet dancing around the opposing team. Actually going in backwards and then spinning around as he's engaged. 5 more points on the board for Vancouver. Sergeant Pepper and Stand Aside having a little do-si-do going on there. Little dance session. Pepper not able to get through the pack though. Stand Aside is just a solid force to reckon with.
Lodge taking the line for Vancouver Murder. And Dr. B for Concussion. Sorry, that was like the slowest sentence I could ever make. Lodge takes lead jammer status for Vancouver Murder. Meantime, Dr. B railing his way through, out on his initial.
And Lodge does that look over and taps his hips, calls off the jam. 0 points to Lane.
So current score is Vancouver Murder 142, Lane County Concussion 13, about 6:02 left in this half.
Okay, Grimes out there with the star once again for Lane County. And Mimero also with the star on for Vancouver. Lodge taking a couple seconds there looking at the track. He was suspected there was a slippery spot. Not that it's affecting the score at all. But that was checked and carried on. Mimero out of the pack first with lead. And looks like Grimes getting a forearm. No, cutting the track. And we'll head to the penalty box and we'll have a power jam to Vancouver. And Mimero, with only 2 blockers on the track, pops right past the Lane County defense.
True dad. There's gonna be a little bit of jammer switcheroo. Mimero going to the box for a forearm.
And Grimes fighting against the last Vancouver blocker. Meanwhile, Mimero back out on the track and through the pack will pick up 5 points.
Of course, Grimes had only sat on the penalty box for a few seconds, so Mimero, of course, gonna sit for a few seconds himself. Grimes had come out, done a lengthy star stash, and is now through on his initial.
Oh, Grimes staying in bounds. On his last blocker through the pack, finally throwing some points up on the board. 4 points to Grimes. Good work out there. And Lodge out there going up against Clint Beastwood for Lane County. I think that might be the first time I've seen him with a star on this game so far. Svensson trying to drag him in and get a cut on him as he recycles him back.
So close.
But no, he got on the track before Svensson got back. But Lodge is out of the pack and he has lead for Vancouver. Lodge making easy work of the pack, taking the inside line, passing everyone through the pack for 5 points. Look at that turn of events. So Lodge coming into the pack gets knocked out. As he gets knocked out, he runs into the back of one of the Lane County players, picks up a back block penalty, and heads to the penalty box. Power jam, Lane County. Clint Beastwood through the pack finally on his initial, and he's got a power jam to catch up on some points.
As he approaches, his players tried to get the Vancouver Murder skaters out of the way, but it looks like this jam is going to be called for injury.
But I've been in a place where it's gone silent. The stuff is happening.
Yeah, that's why you wanted DJ. So we do have an official timeout. We'll be back in action soon. Oh, we do have the score overlay. We're good. As you can see, we are frozen at 148, Murders at 162, Lane County at 21. It's okay, everything's fine.
So that injury being dealt with. Everything back in action. The refs are trying to sort out what went down. We're going to get things started. Looks like the overlay, score overlay, is back out on the YouTube stream. So everybody can keep up to date. Murder 162, Lane County 21. We've got just under 2 minutes left in this, the first half of the first game on track 2.
Yay. It's going to be a short power start for James Brains, who's got lead jammer status. It's a very ideal situation for catching up. The power start is finished. Lodge is back on the track, through on his initial.
And most of the Vancouver Murder were in the penalty box at the start of that.
Right. Yes, just 2 Vancouver blockers trying to hold back Brains there. He's going to pick up
3?
3 points.
Looks like 3 to me.
Looks like the old trace, as it were.
Tresse.
Tresse.
Quoi en français?
No.
Oui? No?
No.
Okay. Fine.
That's what I can say in French.
I will keep the feed
No.
in English. Not sure how many people are tuning in from Quebec right now and or France. So I will keep the French commentary
Sorry.
to a minimum.
Sorry. All of the languages I know are dead.
Out on the track, Mr. Testosterone going up against Dr. B. Mr. T looks like he has found the outside line and a way through the pack to pick up lead for Vancouver. Dr. B getting recycled back. And T all the way through the pack picks 5 points up as he sneaks out. Dr. B out of the pack, out for his scoring pass, but Mr. Testosterone not going to let it happen. Leads, going in backwards, calls off the jam.
Swoopy whistle brings us to halftime, so we are going to leave you at Vancouver Murder 170, Lane County 24. Join us back here in 15 minutes for more awesome murder action.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
So when I first went into Fast Girl Skates, it was like being a kid in a
I
candy
skate
shop.
on the Antec AR1 boot with Crazy Venus plates and Atom D-Rod wheels.
As I've grown as a skater, Fast Girl has also helped my skates to grow with me.
What's your favorite thing that you got at the store?
Probably my gear.
I'm Double Megs, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Vex Factor, and I'm a fast girl.
I'm a Salted Peanut, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Afro Jamla, and I'm a fast girl.
You can be a fast girl too.
Skaters, lost your mouth guard? Hit this. Time for an upgrade? Hit this. New to Derby and not sure where to start? Hit this. We are Derby owned and operated with 6 years of experience. Hit This Derby Gear can hook you up with skates, gear, and honest advice based on your skating style and individual needs. Visit us at our store in Salem, Oregon, or online at www.hitthisderbygear.com. Whether you are a new or veteran skater, before you hit the track, hit this.
Hi folks, Skull Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bonk Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bomb booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program. Roller Derby Athletics takes the guesswork out of off-skate training, helping you become safe, strong, and unstoppable. Here's what skaters from around the world are saying.
Lots of great advice and things that helped me after I broke my ankle and had
I've lost 90 pounds and discovered my A game.
Love that site and
the
workouts. Rehab has been amazing. It's really worth the investment in
Booty Quake rocks. You won't regret the investment.
Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program and transform your game with Roller Derby Athletics.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today testing helmets to see if they pass the Multiple Impact Certification Test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. There's a soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner. There's a hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam. All 3 of these helmets are marketed as multiple impact helmets. We're going to test all of them today and see which ones actually pass the test. The multiple impact test is when we drop a helmet to achieve a velocity of 4.57 meters per second. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy pulse to under 300 Gs each time. Anything over 300 Gs can result in a traumatic brain injury or a severe concussion. In summary, the soft foam helmet with EVA foam and the hockey helmet with triple density foam did not pass the multiple impact test. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
A lot of very impressive people in roller derby.
This was definitely a proud moment for me, wearing the black, white, and red.
I care about this thing more than I care about any other article of clothing in my wardrobe.
This represents to me like 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears.
Glitter is fun and hardcore. I've learned that it's hardcore.
My uniform is always in pristine condition.
My truck is purple, my shoes are purple, my underwear are purple.
It takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion to keep going in roller derby.
Sometimes when you play roller derby, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so weird.
I just can't imagine that I'd get more kicks like playing golf than I do hitting a you know? Feels good.
My name is Rachel Rotten.
My name is Midge Wilhelm.
I'm Fifi Nomenon.
I'm Jackie Daniels.
My name's Steph Maney.
Hi, I'm Scald Eagle.
And S1.
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 And S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
Okay, we are moments away from the start of the second half of this Lane County Concussion, Vancouver Murder, MRDA sanctioned game. Track 2, Big O 2016, day 1.
Yay!
Listen to the motivation out in the crowd. Oh, someone went woo somewhere. I think it was an official,
Woo
actually.
to you too, sir. Woo to you too.
You there. Be happy. Good. Carry on. She smiled.
I don't know if you can see it on the feed, but the crowd's going absolutely nuts
The
right now.
crowd is wild in this track 2 area.
The excitement is starting to give me a little bit of anxiety.
I have to say, I'm so glad mobile phones exist. Because without that, we wouldn't know what the top
text
of
my
their
friend,
heads look like.
I'm at the roller derbies. where are you?
I did that last night. Did you see me do that to the other announcers? I was on the road and I wrote to them. I'm like, hey, where are you sitting? Stand up and wave. And I wasn't even in here. So back to the track.
Anyway.
We've got some roller derby on the go.
Grimes is out there, but it's Mr. T. Once again, the lead jammer status goes to Vancouver Murder.
And Grimes having a hard time getting popped out and recycled. For Lane County, Walker being sneaky, trying to get that last second cut and jumping back at the last moment, unable to pick it up. Mr. T through the pack, picks up 5 points. And Grimes knocked out and recycled by Walker once again.
Inspector Spaceman being sent to the box on a high block. In the meantime, 5 more points brought to you by Mr. T.
Well, he acknowledged that. He listens to the announcers. He's like the only jammer that listens to the announcers for his name.
I didn't even know he could hear me.
If you've ever met him, that's not a surprise at all.
Be cool, Jones. Be cool.
I had to sit beside him last week while he cheered on his girlfriend. She kept blowing me kisses. It might have been him, but she was blowing kisses to me, honestly.
Well, Jones is going to get beat up after this. And so it was good knowing you, friend.
But on that note, he picked up 5 points on that last pass.
Yeah, it was a 15-point jam for Vancouver Murder. Put us at 185, Lane County Concussion at 24.
And on the track, Lodge going up against Sergeant Pepper. Lodge out of the pack first will get lead for the Vancouver Murder. Sergeant Pepper, I almost said Dr. Pepper. I'm mixing up my players. Sergeant Pepper gets knocked out and recycled by the Murder. Lodge fighting and staying on the inside line up against Spaceman as Pepper sneaks out and pops through. Lodge isn't going to let him get any points, so he calls off the jam.
Nah. If you need a map of the area or suggestions for where to eat or get a brew, you can visit Travel Lane County's booth in the lobby for local information.
While we're waiting for this jam to start, I want to make a big shout out to roller derby photographers everywhere. Without them, i.e. Sharky standing beside me, which is what made me think of it, these images would not be captured for the memories for everybody to appreciate and tag their friends in on Facebook.
Aren't you a roller derby photographer?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then I'd like to give a shout out to the announcers. What?
Heck yeah, and lead going to Vancouver Murder. Kremley out of the pack first. Oh, stand aside, holds back the jammer. As Bennett knocks him out and recycles him. Clint Beastwood on the track with the star for Lane County.
Dishborn trying to have one last stab at it. Budikat getting knocked out to the outside is going to be recycled back behind Tank Swaggins.
Tank Swaggins doing a great job on Kremley. Not giving up, getting back in position once he knocks him out, but not enough to keep him busy from calling off the jam and locking Clint Beastwood down, to 0 points. Score on the board, 195 for Vancouver Murder, 24 Lane County Concussion. 26 minutes and 10 seconds left in this second half of the game.
Do you remember last year they had the Cats of Big O? People could post the cats watching Big O. I haven't seen it this year, but if you want to post Cats of Big O, My Twitter tag is Julius Caesar, and I'd love to see them.
Oh, look at that. Grimes out of the pack first will pick up lead for Lane County. There are ECRG Big O hashtags that exist out there.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry. I meant to follow up with that.
We can, there's hashtag Big O 2016. 4 points for Grimes as he pops through the pack, calls off the jam, reversing what Vancouver usually does and locking them down to 0 points.
So our live tweets are at ECRG. Our Twitter is at ECRG_TheBigO. On Facebook, you can find us at ECRG.TheBigO. And then our hashtag is
Hashtag.
pound sign.
Pound sign.
I'm very old.
Tic-tac-toe sign.
Big O 2016. So if you are watching at home or hanging out here, you can tag your favorite moments, like that time that Mr. T took lead jammer status for the 400th time.
I think he just winked at me. Just saying. And Sergeant Pepper out on the track with the star for Lane County. Just getting bounced around all over as he gets up against Zimmer with stand aside backing him up. The recycling by the Vancouver team, as you can see, is super efficient.
Yeah.
They just waterfall. Whoa! Multi-class right in a stand aside, gets him off the track and out of the way of his jammer.
Stan hanging out on the outside, thinking about what he wants to do.
Did you see what just happened?
No.
Zimmer pulled a cut on Sergeant Pepper. Sergeant Pepper went down, got up, but in the time that it took him to stand up, Zimmer had moved back and put him out of position, therefore catching the cut track on Sergeant Pepper. And Mr. T will take advantage of that, 5 points, and call it off.
Oh, yes. I did find our hashtags. It's hashtag Big O Cats and hashtag Big O Dogs.
They're actually
Yes,
there on our
they
paperwork.
are. I didn't see them before, and I was like, well, just send me your cats. Can't be enough cats.
Meow.
Dogs are fine as well, I suppose.
I wonder if I can get my dog sitter back home to send pictures of the dogs so I can check to see if they're still alive.
If my cat sitter actually texts me pictures of my cats, I'll post them.
There you go.
Lodge out there with a power start. He's going to mow through that pack. Hung up. Ooh, there. Lane County is doing a little waterfalling themselves, but Lodge is through. Ooh, Lane County ready for him to come in. That's Guns of Ruxton back there first taking him down. Walker trying to keep the concussion out of the way for his jammer. Lodge gets knocked into the inside, comes back behind one of his own skaters. He's trying to get through this three-wall mashup here at the front. Dr. B following him on out. That is 5 more points on the board for Vancouver Murder.
And Sergeant Pepper is back on the track after serving his penalty. He's going in to catch some points and see what he can do as Lodge makes his way through the pack and picks up 4 points. And Dr. B, having received the star from Sergeant Pepper, picks up a cutting the track penalty, and that will put him in the penalty box for the start of this next jam.
True facts. We're back underway. Boudicca out there for Murder. He's got lead jammer status. The pack starts to speed up just a little bit, then goes wild. Yay! Boudicca swipes left, swipes right, is through. 5 more points on the board for Murder.
Dr. B back out on the track as Kremley comes around for another pass. He is so good at taking that outside line and ducking, except no pass, no penalty on that. got knocked out, but so did the player that hit him. Oh, little confusion there for Dr. B. All these doctors and sergeants and misters out there. Dr. B got put out, thought he had cut, started recycling and coming back in as his bench is losing it, telling him to get back on the track because it was a no pass, no penalty.
Right.
Score right now, 232 Vancouver Murder, 28 Lane County Concussion. Lane County trying to get some points up on that board, and they're going to put Clint Beastwood out there to do that, as Mimiro is there for Vancouver.
Lead jammer status goes to Mimiro. And it's going to turn into a power jam, a high block being called on Clint Beastwood.
Yeah, and Tim Buckyu is also going to the penalty box, so that's only going to put 3 blockers out on the track for Lane County. And Mimiro through the pack, another 5 points on this power jam. And he dekes to the outside, survives the hits. There's a little breakdancing and gets through the pack.
That's how you do it. Sometimes.
Sometimes it works.
Breakdancing isn't always necessary,
Point in case.
but always welcome. Little juking and jiving, he comes through that time. Another 5 points from Mimiro. So he calls it off. A 20-point jam.
And Beastwood unable to pick up any points on that to
True
counter that
facts.
20 points. And the penalty box manager holding up the whiteboard, showing who's got 5, 6, and 7 penalties. It looks like Svensson is up to 5 according to that whiteboard. And on the line, Mr. T going up against Grimes once again. And he manages to pick up lead, but Grimes in punishment is the first one out of the pack. Looking at the Vancouver coaching staff and bench, I think they wanted Mr. T to call it off.
Yeah, oh, yeah?
Yeah, there was something about
Did
them
you get
all
that idea?
dancing.
Yeah.
Doing the head and shoulders, knees and toes dance that suggested that. To the track on the jam line, we've got Lodge and Dr. B getting ready to score all the points for their respective teams. And Lodge pushing the Lane County defense to its limits. Gets knocked out by Tank and recycled as Svensson takes Tank out of the way, but picks up a backlock penalty, and that will put him at 6 penalties as he heads to the penalty box once again. Dr. B. Oh, Dr. B picking up a cutting the track penalty. He thought he had the player that was engaging him down, but Gordon Walker snuck around the back and took him back, therefore giving him an advantage on position, which would give him a cut track when he came back on the track.
It's true.
Yeah, yes, that is what happened.
Good work, sir.
I was there. You can watch it on the feed. Press rewind a little bit and you'll see. Power jam, Vancouver. And Lodge locks down Dr. B in the penalty box.
You think you don't like yoga? Flat Mat Yoga will change your mind. Yoga for your roller derby body, schedule, and budget. Want to skate longer, harder, and with less pain? Time to get on the yoga mat with Flat Mat.
So Kremley starting the jam with a power start. out on the track long enough. Dr. B has now come back in. Both jammers out, neither one of them picking up lead yet. Zimmer pushing stand aside into Dr. B, knocking him out, allowing Kremley to get through and pick up lead for Vancouver. Kremley getting knocked down and out to the middle and recycled. Unfortunately, Kremley almost getting through, gets bumped at the last second by Multiclass and gets recycled. Dr. B getting ready to engage that defensive wall once again. And Kremley finally pops through the pack, picks up 5 points for Vancouver. Stand aside heading to the penalty box. Zimmer heading to the penalty box. Kremley getting knocked to the outside and recycled by Multiclass. Looking like the Lane County Jammer has taken up a defensive mode. And then hands off the helmet cover. Star has been passed to Sergeant Pepper.
Bridicra is going to call it off before Sergeant Pepper can get anywhere near that pack. That is 4 points picked up that last pass by the Vancouver Murder, making it a 9-point jam, bringing it up to 266. Lane County Concussion at 28. A team timeout being called by Concussion.
And it looks like we've got Coop on the side of the track. She's wearing some weird colors. I'm not used to seeing her in purple and white. Definitely not in her typical green color. That is Coop over there. You know.
She's
Coop.
okay, I'm like, is it the girl hiding?
That's the girl hiding.
All right.
It's Coop.
Sorry, I didn't pick him.
Hey, it's all good.
I did want to mention to you that the Murder teams will vote on one MVP blocker and jammer from the opposing team for each game played. These MVPs will play against Team USA men's during a half-hour exhibition bout Sunday night at 8. And if you're watching any of the women's bouts, the WITA teams will be doing the same thing. The women's Team USA versus the Big O women's MVPs is 8:40 on Sunday.
That's right. And if you are on a team, make sure that your coaches pass on those nominations at the end of each game. So if you're looking for the Vancouver Murder, they're all in the penalty box right now, except for Gordon. Gordon's well behaved. He's out there on his own with Mr. T. Mr. T, of course, has the star on his helmet. And Grimes with the star for Lane County. We're still on an official timeout, as you can see at the penalty box level. We're discussing who's got how many penalties.
Do you want to do some fun facts?
Remember that time? I don't know.
We're not supposed to tell that story on the mic. After last time, I almost lost my job.
The refs are going to have a huddle. Fun facts, Big O fun facts. Number of teams. How many teams are at the Big O this year?
This year it's 39. There are 17 WFTDA plus 4 B teams, 9 MRDA teams, 5 juniors, Team USA, both men's and women's, and 2 modified contact junior teams.
Modified contact. I imagine that has to do a lot more with positional blocking. And I know we have level 1, 2, and 3 juniors.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is, which is pretty fun to watch.
No, it's still awesome.
The future of roller derby.
Right.
When you see a little 7-year-old who can dance circles around
Right.
most of the dudes that are on this track right
Yeah.
now, and they've still got 11 years before they age out.
No, actually, so I'm from the Midwest, and there's not a lot of juniors derby out there. And since I've come here, I've been doing more juniors derby, and it's been really awesome to watch. Because at first I was like, I don't know about this, and then I was like, oh,
the
crap.
Having participated last year in the champs, it was just the level of the juniors that are upcoming that we will see in a couple years on the track against us. It's crazy.
Because we already say, look how much the game has changed in the last 10 years, in the last 20 years, in the last 30 years, blah, 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 blah. It's going to change again in the next generation. It's gonna be
these
nuts.
kids are incredible.
Nuts.
And back to the track, the whistle's blown. We're getting ready. 5 seconds is given. It's Gordon Walker against Lane County Concussion.
Woo!
Oh, Mr. T.
First blood is drawn.
So, could this be a good way of killing a penalty or 3?
I would hope so. It looks like that was the plan. He only had a few seconds to get him out.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah. One of them heads back to the box, but that's cool. At least it's more than Walker out there.
Wow.
Walker and friend.
Walker and friend. And Mr. T doing an apex jump, missing it, swooching right across to the outside, getting up and in. And look who's lead. Grimes. Able to pick up lead through all of that action. And this pack is fast right now as they are trying to outrun and not become points for Grimes.
Woof. 2 points picked up by Lane County Concussion. Woo,
2 to Lane County.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with my brain. Don't mess with my heart. It's 2.
2. Dos.
Deux.
For the Francos out there. Looks like an official review being signaled. What?
Zwei, it's German.
Zwei, yes, that's right. Actually, I speak
That's
German.
what I brought to the table today, Jones.
Hello. Mic drop. Nope, don't drop the mics. They hate that.
They get so mad.
They do.
They get
Official
so
review being called by Lane County. I'm going to take this wireless mic and see what I can do with it.
All right. I will. Words. Should point out, if you haven't seen already, the raffle ticket table over there. One ticket is $1. Buy 20 and you get 10 free. The prizes include the grand prize of 2 RollerCon MVP passes. Another grand prize is Bont Quadstars skate package, valued at $319. There's also prizes from Adam, Big O Merch, Bruce Skate News, Castle Mega Store, Dollhouse, Fast Girl Skates, Flat Track Revolution, Harry Ritchie Jewelers, Hit This Derby Gear, Ninkasi, Noodles and Company, Notorious R80, Radar Wheels, Roller Derby Athletics, Sin City Skates, S1, Superfit Here, and Trixie Be True. Check out the raffle table if you'd like more information. It's right over here.
Wow. That's a lot of stuff you can win.
That's a lot of stuff.
Okay, so the official review being requested by Lane County is a back block on Vancouver Murder's jammer on the jam line at the beginning of that jam. They believe that their jammer was hit in the back and forced out, and of course that's how the whole jam started, right? So they're requesting a penalty on that.
All right, all right. We'd also like to thank our vendors who've come out, including Adam, Bont, Bruce Skate News, Castle Megaster, Derber Life, Fast Girl Skates, Fingers Duke, Flat Track Revolution, Green Monster, Hit This Derby Gear, Living Color Duct Tape, Left Turn Clothing, Motoskates, Rydell, S1 Helmet Company, Steel Web, Superfit Hero, Trixie Be True. And you can also get merch from Bay Area, Minnesota Roller Girls, Rose City, and Texas Roller Girls.
Okay, and as you can see, Mimero is out on the track. That means the Vancouver penalty was not given to the jammer. They do not retain their official review. And we have a full meal deal out there except for Zimmer in the bench for Vancouver.
It feels like so many people on the track right now.
I thought it was 2 sets of 5,
right.
but they're just so big.
There's a lot. Well, after that, like, one just Gordon out there.
Yes.
I'm like, where'd all these guys come from?
That's right.
From their teams.
So, of course, on the merch subject, every team does have the right to have a merch table out. So
those are the ones that I know are here.
Yeah,
I'm going to explore myself later because one of the things I love at this event is how much money I can spend on things I need.
Oh, yes. Everybody needs a T-shirt from every team.
I need all the shirts. I don't have any shirts anymore that aren't Derby related except this one. I had to buy this one special.
And Mimero out of the pack first will pick up lead for Vancouver as Standisai hits with the head and heads to the penalty box. Incredible success for Vancouver on these outside lines. They must practice that because the amount of jammer passes on the outside and getting through that have been successful has just been incredible. And again, there you go. Almost stays in bounds.
Mimero trying to jump his way to stay in bounds, gets knocked out, coming back in the back. What's up? Okay. And Dragon Ball's knocking him back.
Beastwood finally out of the back after fighting with that Vancouver defense.
Mimiro gonna call it off. Done with that business. Sometimes you just gotta say when. He did pick up 4 points before calling it off. That's a 9-point jam for Murder, putting him up to 275 to Lane County Concussions 30. We have 11-16 left in this game.
Lodge on the line with Sergeant Pepper. I lied, that's not Sergeant Pepper. That's Brains. I thought I could recognize him by his green shirt.
Brains.
I was wrong.
Yeah, no, they're both wearing green. Don't you hate it when you show up to a party? Ooh, Brains has got lead jammer status. Hot on his heels, though. Lodge. This is where they make friends. Lodge took a bit of a spill.
Taking time to wave to the crowd as he goes around with lead.
Hey, friends.
Oh, there he goes through. Oh!
Oh, sweet.
He ran into
Lord.
Svensson. Svensson says, hi, how you doing?
That's not how they say hi where I come from, but that's cool.
And Svensson picks up a penalty on that. If my math serves me right, remember I'm a mathematician.
Math wizard.
That's 7. We'll see what the officials do with that.
Is it?
Well, they've been holding up that whiteboard lately. And 333 had 6 last time it was up, and now he's skating off. There's actually a lounge room. He could go sit down and watch the game.
Yeah, he's just got to take off his
It's
gear and he
comfy.
can mingle about the normals.
Yeah, just stay away from the benches. And look at that, Sergeant Pepper. This is Sergeant Pepper this time. He is not through. I thought he was through, but he picked up a high block.
But also has been assessed a high block, so I'm not positive if lead is open or closed at this point. We'll find out. How's that?
Yeah, I'm not sure about what the lead was on that. If he got lead and then got a
I thought he was
penalty.
being called lead, and then I saw the high block, so I don't know which one happened first.
Let us see. Let's watch what Kremley does.
Yeah.
There's that outside line I was talking about. Bam!
All right, Kremley's got lead. Lead was open.
There you go. And multi-class.
Questions answered.
Multi-class thinking he got a high block to the face. No penalty assessed on that. And Kremley's got 2 to go against. Goes for that outside line again. Takes multi-class with them. Spaceman not moving an inch as Kremley bumps into him. That is one solid Derby player right there. Sergeant Pepper through. Both jammers out. Penalties being assessed by the refs to Tischborn for an elbow, I believe. And jam being called off before Lane County can pick up any points. Surprise.
True facts. As Vancouver approaches the 300 mark, clock winding down, just over 8 minutes left in this game. Grimes versus Mr. T.
Oh, Grimes sees the inside line, takes it, gets through, picks up lead for Lane County. Hot on his tail, Mr. Testosterone. This is where those 27 laps in 5 minutes endurance skating comes into play. And Grimes heading to the outside, taps his hips as he calls it. And waiting for the points to go up. Boom! 3 points to Lane County Concussion. 0 to the Murder.
Team timeout is being called by Concussion. So the big Big O coverage will feature the first roller derby doubleheader on ESPN3 with the 2015 WFTDA champions, the Rose City Rollers, taking on the #2 ranked Victorian Roller Derby League, and also top 10 Texas Roller Girls and Angel City Derby Girls challenging for top ranking spots. Visit WFTDA.tv/ESPN for access details if you are watching from home. If you are watching here, just use your eyeballs.
Good. What's the web address for the eyeballs?
You don't need one.
There you go.
Usually they're in your face.
Hashtag look with your eyes. I just made that up.
It's not a real hashtag. Please
End
don't
of
use
the
it.
timeout is whistled down before we can get any worse jokes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Stop this now.
I'm not a dad, but I can pull out the dad jokes when I need to.
I'm not a kid anymore, but I can roll my eyes with the best of them.
Good stuff. Out on the track, we've got Mimero and Clint Beastwood with stars on their helmets. That sounds like a Justin Bieber hit. Stars on their helmets.
Stop.
Okay. 7 minutes, 23 seconds left. 284-37 for Vancouver, and the jam has started.
Mimiro trying to make his way through.
Very fancy.
Spachemin.
Spachemin holding him back.
Spachemin holding him back.
Look at that footwork by Beastwood, but not able to get through the pack. And Mimiro is through with the lead for Vancouver. And Spachemin heading to the penalty box for Lane County. Oh. Looks like Beastwood heading there as well. That's going to put Vancouver out with the advantage and a power jam. Big powerhouse Vancouver attack for some offense to get Mimero through. He picks up 5 points. And Vancouver trying to call it lockdown Clint Beastwood, unable to. He has been released from the penalty box. The next jam will start with 5-on-5 derby.
One point away from the tricentennial mark. Vancouver Murder at 299. Lane County Concussion at 37. About 5.5 minutes left in this game.
And here we go. Sergeant Pepper into the pack first. He actually gets knocked down, but gets up and has lead for Lane County. Lodge is going to move into a defensive position as Sergeant Pepper gets bounced around. Gordon Walker, of course, adding a little bit of chicken wing to his push, picking up a penalty and heading to the box. Second Vancouver penalty issued to Nelson. So that will put an advantage out on the track for Lane County once we start this next jam. And they picked up 5 points on that. That's right. Lane County Concussion sitting at 42. Vancouver Murder getting locked down at only 299 points.
Mr. Testosterone out there once again against Grimes.
Both jammers sneaking through. Grimes giving his blocker a little bit of an assist,
No?
but unfortunately had a no pass, no penalty, so there's no way Grimes could have picked up lead. And Mr. T out of the pack with the lead for Vancouver. I want to say that judging by the reaction of his bench, I want to say Mr. T jumped that apex. I was watching Grimes. He picks up 4 points. and puts Vancouver Murder at 303 to Lane County Concussions 42. Okay, on the track, Dr. B once again going up against Mimero. Dr. B getting knocked out by Bennett and recycled as Mimero is still going up against a hard wall. Oh, takes a heavy hit, but gets right back on the track.
Concussion's got their defense up, holding back Mimero. Gets knocked into the inside, recycled back as far as possible. In the meantime, Dr. B is having off. But Mimero is going to take lead jammer status for the Vancouver Murder.
You know, when you do practice and you talk about that 1 inch on the inside line is all they need.
Yep.
He proved it right there. That's all he needed. Gordon Walker came in, hit the whole pack, gave him 1 inch, and he popped through for lead. And Walker just bumping out Dr. B, jumping through the pack, taking him all the way back, even though he had to go against 3 different Lane County on the way back. And Walker, of course, a member of Team Canada Men's. Very efficient blocker. As he sits here at the back, locking down Dr. B. One minute, 40 seconds left in this game. Vancouver Murder sitting at 308. Lane County Concussion 42. 1 in the box for Lane County. That's Tank Swaggin sitting down. I'm getting requests from Dr. B to do my announcing in French. I don't think there are many French people sitting here today and or on the feed watching.
We don't know.
We don't even know.
We don't even know.
We'd have to check the stats. But by no means am I anywhere near Plastic Patrick type French announcing level, though I intend on using it in at the World Cup where I'll be announcing.
Ah, is that right?
Je pense, which means I think.
I'll be announcing wholly in American.
Y'all.
Merkin.
Merca?
Yep.
There we go. Oh, Lodge getting bumped out. Multi-class keeping with him. But he finally pops through, picks up 5 points for Vancouver. Oh, Swaggins is off the penalty bench and back on the track. That is some heavy hitting from Tank.
Tank means business every time.
I want to say that has to do with his name. That's where he got that name from. Lodge through the pack, 5 points to Vancouver. Looks up at the clock. Oh, Zimmer getting a cut on the now jammer multi-class as the game comes to its unofficial final with the score sitting at 322 points. Vancouver Murder, 42 Lane County Concussion. Don't forget, coaches, you're going to have some paperwork to fill out. We want MVP jammers and blockers from the coaches, if you could. Okay, your next game on track 2, Minnesota versus San Diego at 12:30. See you then.